I handed cash to a stranger my first day traveling solo. I did not realize I had been conned until he walked away. That was just the first time. Across 10 countries, I fell for 10 different scams, street hustles, rigged meters, showroom traps, schemes that nearly cost me my passport. Everyone followed the same playbook. Exploit trust, create urgency, vanish. We are counting all 10 down, starting outside a temple in Bangkok. In the 10th place, I met my first scammer right outside a Bangkok temple. A man in saffron robes, shaved head, and a serene smile. He greeted me with a blessing line so polished it sounded rehearsed, then flashed a laminated ID card and a little shrine box, all very official. He explained my donation would help rebuild a local monastery. The ask was small, just a couple hundred baht. In that moment, saying no felt like disrespecting the entire country's faith. Only after he pocketed the cash and hustled off, dodging temple staff, did it hit me. Real monks in Thailand never ask for money directly and always carry a Sangharana certificate, not a random plastic badge. Thai police have even staged public disrobing ceremonies to expose these fakes. If someone in monk's robes approaches you for cash on the street, just bow politely and keep walking. Number 9, Warsaw's broken taxi meter scam starts at the airport or train station right when you are jet-lagged and overloaded. I flagged down what looked like a legit cab, logo, meter, the whole deal. The driver smiled, waved me in, then told me the meter was broken and offered a flat rate of 400 zloty per person. I should have walked, but he was already tossing my bag in the trunk. The ride felt endless, weaving through empty suburbs instead of heading straight to my hotel. At the end, he refused to print a receipt, muttered something about system offline, and insisted on cash. I later learned Polish police hear this story all the time, especially from travelers who never see a meter running or get a real receipt. If you are ever told the meter is broken, just step out and find another cab. No meter, no ride. 8th place, Delhi's gem sale con nearly cost me more than my entire trip. It started with a friendly local who claimed he knew a shop offering tax-free gems, today only. The showroom looked upscale with glass cases and men in pressed shirts. They handed me a glossy certificate stamped Bureau of Indian Standards and promised the stone's value would double back home. Then came the twist. They needed my passport just for the paperwork. The second I handed it over, the pressure spiked. Suddenly, the price jumped, and they warned that if I did not buy now, I would lose both the deal and my passport for hours. My heart raced as I realized the certificate was a fake, and the gems were likely worthless glass. Delhi police have traced these rings to offshore accounts, with one American victim losing $700,000 in a single sale. Never, ever let your passport out of sight or buy gems on impulse. Walk away at the first sign of urgency. Number 7, Paris turned me into a walking cautionary tale with the infamous friendship bracelet scam. I was climbing the steps to Sacré-Cœur when a guy with a handful of colored threads stepped right into my path, grinning like he had known me for years. Before I could protest, he looped a string around my wrist, fast, practiced like he had done it 1,000 times. "For good luck," he said. But the second the knot was tied, his 2 friends closed in, blocking my way. Suddenly, the mood flipped from friendly to menacing. They demanded 10 euros, then 20 euros, their voices rising as a crowd gathered. When I hesitated, one accused me of trying to steal the bracelet. This is classic Paris. Groups working crowded tourist zones, using social pressure and fake generosity to steamroll you into paying for a gift you never wanted. Hundreds of complaints hit the police every summer, and TikTok is full of victims reliving the same setup. If anyone tries to tie something on your wrist, yank your arm back and keep moving. No conversation, no exceptions. Number 6, Rome's closed attraction redirect scam had me convinced I was about to miss the Colosseum. My taxi driver, dressed in what looked like an official city vest, pulled up near the ruins and announced that Colosseo was closed today for maintenance and that it was a very big problem. Before I could check my phone, he whipped out a glossy flyer for a private tour, promising VIP access for just 50 euros more. The pressure was on. He warned that if I waited, I would lose my chance to see the inside until next week. Instead of heading to my destination, he detoured through winding streets, finally stopping at a souvenir shop where the clerk greeted him by name. Only when I spotted crowds streaming into the actual Coliseum entrance did I realize I had fallen for a script designed to hijack my FOMO and pad the driver's wallet with kickbacks. Always verify attraction status yourself. Use official websites or ticket windows only. Number 5. Barcelona's found ring scam is a masterclass in psychological misdirection. I was strolling through Placa de Catalunya when a woman suddenly bent down, discovered a gold ring at my feet, and asked if it was mine. Before I could answer, she insisted it looked valuable, handed it over, and offered to clean it for me, her hands moving fast and her smile wide. Just as I started to thank her, her partner swooped in, playing the expert, and said that it was real gold and maybe a lucky day for me. My guard dropped and I reached for my wallet to offer a tip for their help. That's when the second act hit. While I was distracted, the first woman's hand slipped into my bag, lifting my wallet with surgical precision. Only later did I realize the ring was worthless brass and my cash was gone. If anyone tries to gift you a found ring in a tourist plaza, keep your hands in your pockets and walk away. Number 4. Mexico's card skimming scam made me question every ATM and taxi I used. It started with what looked like a regular cash machine outside a busy tourist bar, same colors, same bank logos. I slid my card in, punched my PIN, and the screen glitched for a second. No cash came out, but the machine spit my card back with an apology message. Later that night, my bank sent a fraud alert, hundreds of dollars in charges from places I'd never visited. Turns out that ATM had a skimmer overlay of fake fascia that copied my card's magnetic stripe and a hidden camera to catch my PIN. The next day, a taxi driver insisted on a card swipe to lock in the fare, then ran my card through a wireless reader while his buddy in the back seat acted like a regular passenger. By the time I realized the ride was a setup, my account had been emptied. Police bulletins warn that skimming devices in tourist zones have become nearly undetectable, and the IC3 says offline card fraud is surging, never let your card out of sight, pay cash, cover your PIN, and check your statements every day. Coming to the top 3, Cambodia's fortune teller scam nearly turned my curiosity into a bottomless pit. It started with a gentle tap on my shoulder in Phnom Penh, an older woman in street clothes, offering to read my palm for a few dollars. She stared into my eyes, whispering about a dark curse on my family, and promised a miracle ritual to lift it. The first payment was small, but each new ritual required more cash, each promise more urgent. She kept a ledger, over 300 names, all paying for hope, with total proceeds topping 12 million baht. Some victims reported being manipulated for months, and police later uncovered scripts for fake predictions and even allegations of sexual assault. I realized too late that every visit, every fee was just feeding a script designed to keep me hooked. If anyone claims you are cursed and asks for money to fix it, walk away, no exceptions. Number 2. Istanbul's carpet hospitality scam hit me where I least expected. Over a free cup of tea. It started with a smiling local outside the Blue Mosque, insisting I join him for Turkish tea and a quick look at his family's weaving shop. Inside, the hospitality dialed up. More tea, a weaving demo, a story about a grandmother's dowry rug, and a certificate stamped with something that looked official. The whole thing felt warm and genuine until the door clicked shut and the sales pitch began. Suddenly, I was surrounded by men unrolling carpets, quoting prices that could buy a car, and pressing me with lines like, "You accepted our tea, it would dishonor us if you left with nothing." The guilt was crushing. By the time I realized the certificate was forged and the rug was worth a fraction of the price, my credit card had already taken a hit. If you're offered tea in a carpet shop, thank them and keep walking. Free hospitality here comes with a hefty price tag. And finally, in first place, the fake job recruitment compound scam at the Thailand-Cambodia border takes travel deception to its most chilling extreme. It starts with a glossy online ad. Think dreamy resort jobs, free flights, and WhatsApp onboarding that feels almost too professional. The moment I landed, the red flags multiplied. A van waiting, a clipboard check-in, and then, right after handing over my passport, my identification was confiscated and it did not feel optional. Inside the compound, the truth hit hard, doors locked, phones seized, and contracts that read like a ransom note. I was not alone. Reports say up to 10,000 workers have been trapped here, forced to churn out fake tourism content or run online scams. When Thai military raided the place in December 2025, they found forged business licenses and hundreds of passports piled up in a back office. This is not just a street hustle, it is organized crime, spanning borders and preying on anyone desperate for work abroad. Before you accept any overseas job, verify the agency and never send your identification or passport in advance. Across all 10 countries, one thing is clear. Every scam spins trust, confusion, and urgency into a perfect tourist trap. The real trick isn't just sleight of hand. It's using what you don't know against you. Stay sharp. Out here, the friendliest smile can hide the sharpest hook.